Hello, everyone. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to our first official Tech Tribe community class. As we all know, Tech Tribe is a vibrant tech community of young tech enthusiasts that provide a supportive system for young, aspiring, and existing tech professionals. And our aim is to offer access to top-notch training content, invaluable insight, exciting opportunities, and a vast network of like-minded individuals. We believe that everyone deserves the chance to excel in their tech career journey, and we are committed to leaving no one behind. So in today's class, we'll be looking at introduction to data science and data analytics. As we all know, in our today's world, information is the oil of the 21st century. Analytics is the combustion engine. So as a data analytics, as a data scientist, what are the things do we need to know before we go into this tech career? We need to understand what is in it for us in the tech industry. This class is for us as we'll be able to explore what it takes to be a data scientist and data analyst. Hence, without further ado, let's just get started. Data analytics and data science. What is data analytics? Data analytics is the process of taking that data and using it to answer questions, identifying trends, and extract insights that enable organizations to make better decisions. Data science is the process of extracting insight from massive amount of data using various scientific approach, process, and algorithm. Now, you will ask me, some people have this notion that, or should I go into data analytics or should I go into data science? What is the difference between these two? As most cases, organizations use this particular career, tech career in terms of data analytics and data science interchangeably. Sometimes you see a organization asking that, oh, we want a data analytics, and the rules that is listed in their job requirement or job specification is actually speaking into data science, which means this particular career can be used interchangeably because we have a very thin line between um, data analytics and data science. When we go further into this class, we'll be able to understand and differentiate the difference between data analytics and data science. So what are the importance of data analytics? The first one, improve decision making. What data analytics help you to do or help organization to do is to help them eliminate guesswork and manual tasks in such a way that you help the management of organization to improve their decision making. And we all know every organization right now, both in the financial institution, the health, the education, everyone is trying to make decision based on data, right? Everybody is focused on data-driven decision because that is where the world is going. Every now and then, there are different indicators, different information, different analysis that requires us to use data to create enable better decision making. And the second one is better customer service. It allows us to tailor customer service according to their needs. So when you look at different retail stores, manufacturing, why are they switching their product? Why are they making new designs? These are the works of data analytics in such a way that they'll be able to understand what the customer need in this industry and be able to use data to drive it and inform the management for better decision making. The third one is efficient operation. It streamline processes, save money, and boost production. The idea of data analytics is for organization to be able to use data driven decision to make an efficient operation. With that, you will be able to eliminate manual process, eliminate lag, eliminate processes that are cumbersome for the organization to use. And the last one is effective marketing, right? It gives us a valuable insight into how your campaign are performing. Yes, if you go to various platforms today. For instance, when we look at social media platform, for instance, we look at um, Instagram, we look at Facebook. You understand that when you search your phone when you search a particular items with your phone on Google, the next time you're going into what's it called, Instagram or Facebook, you'll be having similar advert of that particular product or services that you search on Google. What is that telling us? It's telling us that there's analytics behind that already generates data to inform the organization or the Google Analytics in a way that we tell them that this is what this particular client is shopping for right now, and they will be giving you different options of this particular product in your various social media platform. Then what is the importance of data analytics? Now, this is data science. This is where the difference is coming from. It empowers management to make better decisions, right? Which is almost like the same thing with data analytics, but a little bit of different. It's a process across level of organization by recording, measuring, and tracking all the performance matrices. Now, before I move forward, let's understand, establish one thing. The only thing that differentiates us data analytics and data science is because for data analytics, we don't really need to use a lot of programming language, while in data science, programming language is involved. Now, to empower management to make better decisions in such a way that organization make decision making process across level of organization by recording, measuring, and tracking of performance matrices. So it allows for data science, the organization will be able to track all their performance matrices across all their operation value chain. Direct action based upon trend that defines goals. That is to expect business data to recommend and provide different actions that will improve business performance. So a data scientist will help organization to actually recommend better by tracking all the data that is being generated back end, and be able to use it to improve business performance. They identify opportunity, the questioning the existing assumption and processes in order to improve business value. And the last one is identifying and refining target audience, which is almost like um, effective marketing. So help identify target audience through in-depth analysis of multiple data sources. So data science is have the privilege to work with large data, which we know as big data, compared to data analytics. Data analytics will just use simple data to um, um, improve the analysis and um, give us visualization that we allow the organization to make decision. But data science go deeper than data analytics by using those trend matrices, tracking of performance and other things to help my organization to improve their efficiency in operation. Now, what are the common data analytics tools for data analysts? Now, for spreadsheet software, we use Google Sheets. For data analytics, Excel. For data visualization, we use Power BI and Tableau. Then for database management, to store your data, we have SQL and NoSQL, right? Then for data analytics and data science, we have spreadsheet, which is data science also use spreadsheet software such as Google Sheet, Excel. Also in data visualization, we have Power BI, Tableau. Then data management, we have SQL, NoSQL, and also programming, which is Python, Google Colab, Hadoop, SAS, R language. Now, we need to understand something, the common difference between data scientist and the data analyst. If you look at the application that I listed on this presentation, you will understand that these are just some common application that data analytics and data scientists use. This is not limited. The application is not limited to what I actually listed here. There are lots and lots and lots of application that it's available for data scientists and as well as data analysts, right? But all these are just the common application that generally or organization acceptance says that at least these are the application a data scientist or the data analyst is expected to be able to use before you can be identified or qualified to be a data analyst or data scientist. Now, what are the technical for data science or data analytics and data scientists? We have added working data that is unstructured. Yes. Second one, understanding of programming and analysis tools. So for data science, it is very important that you understand programming tools. Why for data analyst, it's very important that you understand analysis tools. There's skills in programming as well, ability to process and mine data, skills in statistical analysis, preferably a bachelor degree, master's in engineering, statistics, and computer science. So these are the technical skills that you are expected to have as a data scientist or data analyst. Then what about the non-technical skills? We have great data intuition. Now, let me explain this great data intuition. This is ability to understand your data and also be able to predict or read and study the pattern of the data in order for you to be able to come up with a brilliant and a valuable insight of or analysis from the data that you actually generate. It is very important not to just get data and start working on it. You need to first study the data pattern, understand it. What do you want to generate from it? What is the curiosity behind this data? These are what we call great data intuition. You must have the ability to think ahead of that particular data, to see the data and know what you can actually generate or develop from that particular data. But the second one is strong communication skills. It is very important that you should be able to communicate. And this is one of the things we learned in our previous program that we studied. It is very important, strong communication. You can't just be a data analyst or a data scientist. All you just need is to study data, bring out analysis, and dump it on the table. You must be able to communicate your analysis. You must be able to know which department needs to use this analysis that or reports that you have generated. You must be able to differentiate that. You must be able to pass the message, the strong message across. There's difference between you analyzing your data and bringing out dashboard and everything. There's another part for you to be able to communicate that analysis in such a way that it carries the weight that will trigger the decision from the top management, but to want to act on your results. And last one is you have to have a strong business acumen. Having a strong business acumen is that opportunity to be able to turn that the analysis into a valuable business solution. So as such, as you are generating your analysis, you're cleaning your data, you're analyzing your programming and everything, the end point or the head goal of your analysis is to be able to what bring a business valuable decision to the organization. The education of data analyst slash scientist. So there are three education options you will need to look at when considering this particular career. The first one is graduate certificate. Now, it's a degree that is provide academic qualification, networking, internship. This is just our normal university degree that you need to get, maybe probably in data scientist, in computer science. Now, but the narration has actually changed, right? You don't necessarily have to have a background in data sciences, computer science, in engineering before going to um, uh, an area, which leads us to the second options. Self-guide courses and MOUC are cheap free. These are online based course, just like the one we did with ALS. These are the courses that we can take for 6 months, for 1 year, to enhance our ability and our expertise, right, and our skills in order to be able to qualify to be called a data analyst or a data scientist. And the last one here is boot camp, which we are all aware of. Boot camp is just a faster and more intense traditional degree. This may be even taught by data scientists. Now, in boot camp, you're going to be taught by the people that have actually specialized in this particular tech career. So let's say, for instance, you're going for a boot camp for a data science course, or sorry, a boot camp for a data analyst, right? The people that you're going to meet, the facilitators, the trainer, are actually professional in that particular career path. That is what differentiates a boot camp from a graduate certificate. The graduate certificate that you will get is just lecturer, dishing out theoretical aspect of your. But when you go to boot camp, you are being taught by the professional, by the someone that is really practicalizing and using this application on a daily basis for effective and efficient operation. Then what you need to know with data, it is always the best answer. Now, when it comes to data science and data analysis, there are three major skills area that are blended together. One, you have to have a mathematical expertise. Like we said, you have to be a solution provider. You have to be able to understand the problem of the data that you're generating or you're collecting, right? Involve the coming up with analytical model that is grounded in and mathematics. This is where it comes to like programming, analyzing, using your SQL to derive answers from the data that you have generated. And the second one is technology, hacking skills. Finding solution through data becomes a brain teaser and quantitative heuristic techniques. Now, this is what we're talking about, where you now bring in your skills. How do you manipulate the data? The data that you receive, right, that are just raw, you can just have a few interpretations to it. But when you bring your hacking skills into this data, you can generate more deeper insight from this data that you don't know that that data actually have it embedded in the data. So what I'm saying in essence is that when you get collect data, you have mindset of what you want to use this data for. But bringing in your hacking skills allows you to look beyond the existing purpose of that particular data. That what else can I bring out from this data that will create or generate in-depth analysis for further decision making, right? Let's take for instance, we will look at the COVID-19 data, which is all over the world, right? People gather information like, oh, how many what's it called? COVID-19 cases happened in Africa, in Western Europe, in South America, in North America, in Asians, in all those part. Those are just the basic insight that you can draw from the data, right? Asking the question, how many deaths occurred, how many people were quarantined, different data. But now let's move into technology in terms of hacking skills. That is where we now ask, how can we use this COVID-19 data to actually track, right, and predict or uh, um, avoid other outbreak? So now I was watching a documentary recently, I think just yesterday, and they were talking about how data scientists have moved ahead to use what's it called COVID-19 data to start tracking outbreak of um, um, diseases or anything. So there are also a lot to um, data that you see compared to what you don't see. So inability to find a solution through data becomes a brain test of a quantitative and analytic techniques. Then that is where your techniques comes in. And the last one is the business strategy acumen, which I've previously explained. You have to understand the mechanism under those models that is crucial for success. The end goal of every data that you're working with, right? It's for you to make a data-driven decision that will impact positively on either the economy, the company profit, company revenue, target audience, growth, and all. So the endpoint of every single of your data is to be able to create something that will be successful to the organization, right? So even in terms of economy, we develop data, we gather data for socioeconomic performance. The end goal is for how do we make the nation prosperous? How do we make this nation develop? Those are the end point of every single data that we want to analyze. When you go to the education sector, the health sector, the agri sector, the technology sector, data is one of the key things that have evolved over time and allow organization to thrive. Now, like I said earlier, compared to every other technology tech career, when you look at data science and data analytics, their major goal is for them to improve organization, country, institutional experience for growth, for sustainability, for profit, for revenue, for expansion. They are focused more on how a nation or how a company or organization can be successful. Then what are the advantage? Like we said, one, it will monetize data. Two, mitigate company risk. But three, help a company get a better understanding of their customer. Number four, give business unique insight. Help the business expansion, improve forecasting, and provide business with objective decisions. So these are the advantage of a data science or data analyst. Now, what are the processes that is involved? For data science, we have number one is you have to frame the problem. Who is the client? Like you probing the data that you want to generate. What are they asking for? What exactly to solve? How are we able to translate these ambiguous requests into a well-defined and concrete problems? That is the process. That is the first point of contact for data science scientists. The second point is where then after that has been established, you move further to collect data that you need to solve that particular problem, right? Do you already have access to this data? Where can you find them? Which part? Who can help you with it? The third stage is then you process your data. So the raw data is now available. The next thing is this, how do you reach, take it out of the right box, right? There will be error in the data you've collected, missing value, corrupt records. In fact, sometimes those data might not even complete for their analysis, so you have to manipulate them. So you have to process, you have to generate, like develop new data from the existing data, right? So that is the third process for data science. And then the fourth one is you now expose those data. After you have cleaned it, you need a high level understanding of the information that is contained, which I've explained. You need to understand the pattern, study the pattern of you don't just jump into analyzing your data. You need to study the pattern. What is the trend? What is this data saying? What are these things what is the correlation? What is the trend? What am I seeing from this data? What are the characteristics that is involved in this data, right? Before you can go further to say, look, I want to perform an in-depth analysis. Now, after those has been done, then you move to in-depth analysis. This is where you correct the project. You use machinery like tools like Python, Power Statistic, everything, Power BI, Excel to now what? Find the best predictions and insights from the particular data that you have generated. And lastly, you communicate the result of your analysis. You remember earlier I said about non-technical skills. Now, from the first process to the second to the last process, we have those in technical skill. The last one, you have to communicate your analysis. You have to be able to tell a compelling story that will move the management into action, that will drive them into making a decision that will change the course of the organization, that will improve socioeconomic well-being, that will improve the life of citizens. That is when you are able to communicate your analysis for informed decision making. And for data analytics, what are your problems? The problem is to get data or to understand the problem, define the organization goal, what are the lucrative solution are you looking out for, right? Relevant information that you need, right? Can anyone hear me? Check information that you need, right? Then collect transaction data, that is all the data you from the problem that you have established, what are the data that you need this particular. Then data cleaning, you go for that to your data, right? Then you go for to clean using your Excel. You can use your Power BI, you can use your SQL to clean your data, make it sweet for analysis. This is the exploration analysis. Then after you have gathered those data, the next virtual step is to execute your explorative data analysis through visualization of business intelligence tools. Yeah, in different form. You can use your Power BI, Tableau, different sorry, data mining, detective analysis, visualization, and many more. So those are the tools, those are the processes, sorry, that need analysis. The responsibility of a data analyst and a data scientist. The first one, recommend the most cost-effective change to the organization that should be made necessary and proceed. These are the things. The first thing you learn out for is what is the most effective change that you want to give to your organization complete. And the second one is communicate finding and prediction to IT and management department through effective report and visualization. Now, when you've already second is communicating, this is your responsibility to the people supposed to handle any of the solution that you have created. Understand that you are not solving them. You only provide so. So there was going to be a department that will definitely execute those solutions that you have provided. So when you have done analysis, done your finding your report, the next thing is to the authority that will execute the solution. They'll come up with new algorithms to figure out problems and create tools to automate work. So this apart from come up with reading, find new ways to get it done that will make more effective and efficient in their operations. They devise data solution to challenge the most needs. Like now you have to come up with data-driven solutions to challenge yours. What is moving as an nation is requesting and running towards data-driven decision. You always to devise a way, such a way that you can help them undo that challenges as more effective as they need it. They examine and explore the most interesting is to explore their rights, find opportunities. I once worked with an organization that we were talking about. Okay, well, just recent last year, working with the startup, and startup was focusing its customer baseline in a particular state. So, and when I was contacted to run an analysis for this particular product they want to shown out to the market. So the CEO already told me, said, this is the state that I want to go with. This is the state I want to work with. We've already done our findings. I said, okay, look, no problem. You employ me as a data, set my own processes, run my analysis, get my data, and I'll get you feedback. So I did that, run analysis, all the regulations and everything. And I was done with my findings. Even I put down our reports and I presented to the management. Now, with the strong values, with the strong analysis and ability to communicate my results or my solution to the organization, change the mindset of the chief technology officer of the organization. I said, oh, we did right. Was able to get more than what they've already had. Government regulation, bringing in access to roads, bringing um, for, diversification of business, bringing in what's it called, enlightenment from the citizens or from the target audience in that particular. I was able to convince them with my results. Look, I don't think this particular state is the most suitable for your organization to start up this particular product. This is the state I am suggesting that I have particular to your market. So then thorough, prone, and clean data to get rid of irrelevant information, which have to clean your data because your data will definitely not come in the proper ways that you need it. You need to manipulate, you need to tweak, you need to clean the data to suit what you want. Then explore sophisticated analytic programs, statistical method, and machine learning. Right, this is where we talked about bringing our tools, our expertise in Excel, in Power BI, MySQL, in Tableau, eView, XPSS, NoSQL, Python, R statistics, and many more. Name them based on what you are capable of doing or what your expertise are, the application you can use the most. Employ them to use it to derive those answers. They extract data from several external and internal sources. Now, when we talked about external sources, these are open data site, government site where you can generate data from to use this for an informed decision. Like I said, when I spoke with the CEO last year when we were working on that particular project, they look into only internal sources, looking at our own basis and using it as a basis for launching that particular product in that particular state. But when I got into the system, I brought in other external data that could enhance my analysis and give me well predictable solutions. So I brought in government regulation, brought in competitor analysis, brought in a lot of data that could back up the instances that, okay, if you invested in this particular state, you might not be able to gain your profit, right? Or meet up with the target audience you are expected to meet up with. So you don't always, as a data analyst or data scientist, do just always focus on the data that the organization provided to you or made available to you. In some cases, except if you're working with an internal data analysis or you're working with an internal prediction. Let's say, for instance, understanding your customer behaviors and purchasing pattern. Yes, you can be talking about just using um, um, internal data alone or data sources alone, because you just need to understand, okay, which of the state is performing better in terms of customer purchase, in terms of product, which of our product is performing well. Those are like internal data sources, because you just need to get those data from the manager, from the sales rep, or anyone, and you work on it. But if you want to start comparing the fact that, okay, wow, our customer are not performing in this particular state, as such, you need to bring in external data. Okay, look at your competitor, who are the other markets or businesses that are supplying this particular product that my company is supplying, and why are these people purchasing more? How do you, so you study those trends. That is where you bring in external data sources, same as other government sources. When you want to deal with regulation, when you want to deal with establishment of stuff, you helping startup company or existing organization to come up with external sources to back up your analysis. It's very, very important. It make your analysis and report more robust than just using an internal data sources alone. Then and lastly, conduct undirected research and create open-ended questions. I think this is, we are all familiar with this particular responsibility, which we have done quite in university, whereby we conduct our own research using questionnaire paper, go out, share it, and get people's opinions and perspective concerning your product, concerning your market, concerning your services. And as such, you're able to use it to make an informed decision. So this brings us to the end of our class today. in terms of introducing us to um data analysts and data scientists science. So if you have any questions, just let us know so that we can work our way around this within these few minutes. If there's anything you do not understand or you need to get to know better, just speak up. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Can hear
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Hello. Yeah.
Any question?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
None for now. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for insightful session.
You're very much welcome.
So,
Thank you very much.
so,
Go ahead, please.
mm, okay. Do you think Python programming is needed for a data analyst or not? Well, because in many job posts, I see that they put Python as a requirement.
Yes, like I said, thank you very much for that beautiful question. Like I said earlier, data analyst and data scientist, right, are used interchangeably. Data analysis and data science, they are used interchangeably because most organizations will post a job of a data analyst, right? And they are requesting for expertise and experience of a data scientist. So, as such, what differentiates a data analyst and a data scientist is the programming language, which is like Python and all. So, also for a data analyst that is working with the big data, right? I think it's advisable to also have an experience of programming language such as Python, right? So it will help you to be able to expand your um, area of values of visibility, because when you're a data analyst and you have the ability to program or to code using Python, it's make your job easier as well. But it is very important too that we know that this is my role as a data analyst, this is what I need to do, right? And this is my role as a data scientist, and this is what I need to do. But those applications are used interchangeably. If you see many data analyst job role, you will see many organizations including um, Python as their program, as one of the skills that they need to have. That is why you see many data analysts saying, look, I need to learn Python, because organizations just feel like, or HR, they feel like, oh, as a data analyst, you should be able to program. I don't know where that comes from, but this is a vast technology world. People just demand for what they want, and since people have that same qualities, they go for it. Abiola Aoyemi.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for today's class. I just want to ask a question, though we have not actually gotten to that, but it's just a way of since we are doing an introduction for data analytics. So we see some job roles where they request for data analyst and they request for Tableau, and I would want to know, can it be interchanged with Power BI, or they are totally two different tools? Thank you.
Okay. They are both visualization application, right? Software, but they have their similarity, but they are different. So now this request for Tableau and Power BI is most cases they are regional based, right? If you see Power BI, US request for more of Power BI, while when you go to UK request for more of Tableau, as a data analyst of visualization tools. But in Nigeria, man, we include everything. In Africa, we just include everything. Because I don't know. But the reality of things is that they are similar application, right? Have the same functions.
All right, thank you.
They have the same function, right? But there's a little difference in terms of the interface, what it's embedded in it, right? But they are performing the same functions and outcome in terms of visualization.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just want to add to what you said.
Sorry, your voice seems a bit faint.
Is it better now?
Yeah, still trying.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, better now.
Okay. So I just want to add to what you've said. Now, usually the tools, some of the tools, you can actually use multiple tools for a particular thing. Question Abiola asked, it's usually company specific. The thing is, some companies they are used to working with particular tool. So for some of them, the standard is using Power BI. For some of them, the standard is using Tableau. That is why they want somebody that has expertise in that particular tool. So it is not that the tools are different. Whatever you can do with Tableau, you can do with Power BI. But because the company wants somebody that will work with the system they are currently using to be easier that way, that is why the interest is someone with expertise in Tableau. Then for the other question that was asking about Python. Now the thing is Python can also be used for data analysis. It's like I said, it also depends on the particular industry that you are using. Whatever you can do with Python as a data analyst, you can also do them with a combination of maybe spreadsheets, SQL, and Power BI. But some companies, okay, they are used to using Python. So that is why they want Python. And usually Python is like a one-stop shop for everything because you can clean, you can analyze, you can visualize with Python. So why they ask for Python, it is because you don't need to start exchanging tools. It's just for SQL, like SQL, you cannot visualize with SQL. So you have to probably move to spreadsheets or move to Power BI. So why they ask for Python is because you can actually do each of those things with different libraries in Python. So that's just what I wanted to add.
Thank you very much for that brilliant submission. Who else? As we bring the class to a close.
Sorry, I think there's a question in the chat. Maybe you should just check it.
Okay. Really, my question is, what are the specs we should look out for when getting a laptop as a DA or DS? Who can answer that question, please? Actually, specification is based on interest and your preference, actually. For me, I think the least specification as a DA or DS student or um, experts, right? You should be looking at a minimum of 16 gig, um, what's it called, RAM, right? My Core i7 or and then at least 1 TB storage SD for your laptop. Then I think I would recommend maybe HP, Dell, and Mac. Where's any other suggestion or preference that you can actually recommend?
For the specs, I think you can actually check online. Usually the RAM, the processor, those are
So,
things.
all right, that brings us to the end of today's class, and we'll be looking forward to our next class coming up on Saturday. So, the video will be available on our YouTube channel tomorrow. So, for those that need to rewatch this section, or for people that are not in this class today, can actually go to our YouTube channel and refresh their mind, go through it. It's very important that you understand what you want to get into so that you don't spend so much time, energy, resources, and you won't achieve what you're supposed to achieve. Having said that, not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow our page on Instagram.